3 words that describe how I'm feeling right now: mad,
Anxiety,
scared, angry, helpless,
rage,
pissed off,
fatigue.
enraged.
This week in a park in Cleveland, a 12-year-old African-American child named Tamir Rice was fatally shot by police holding what turned out to be a pellet gun.
Tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson,
It made
Missouri.
national headlines. The state of Louisiana will not charge 2 police officers in the shooting death of Bolton Sterling, a father of 5. The
Seventh night of protests in Louisville, Kentucky, as thousands demanded justice for George Floyd and for 2 black Louisville residents killed by police, including Breonna Taylor, 26-year-old African-American woman shot to death by police in her own apartment in March. Taylor was an emergency.
More times than not, I just find myself enraged at what's going on. The thing about this situation is it's forced some things to the surface, some conversations, some awareness. It's just literally forced them to the surface. And you can't help but to process them in some capacity.
I was pretty numb. My way of coping with it was, let me push everything away and let me unplug from everything. Let me go to the mountains. Let me just get away from everybody. But when that didn't work, I had to kind of confront what was happening. And I personally don't see an end in sight. One reason why I'm mad is because we are in 2020, and yet I have to experience, my son has to experience, my relatives have to experience things that my grandparents went through, my great-great-grandparents went through. And I didn't think we would be in these times in 2020.
My concern is that I'll tap into that rage that I talked about earlier. And I think a lot of us spend our time just trying to keep that person at bay. There's a part of me that understands both sides. I hear on one hand, why did you shoot him in the head? And on the other hand, I know that's what they train you to do.
Now that we are in the racial climate that we are in, I've been having to think more about my son's safety. So that is my fear. I fear that my son has to walk out in this world, every day with a target on his back. And he hasn't done anything. I fear for my brothers. I have 3 younger brothers that are gonna grow up to be big black men one day. So my immediate fear goes to them. I'm mostly afraid that one day these stories aren't gonna be just in the news, that it's gonna be in my house, that it's gonna be a part of my story, not just a news story.
I was born here almost 60 years ago. I'm not going to live another 60 years. You always told me it takes time. It has taken my father's time, my mother's time, my uncle's time, my brother's and my sister's time, my nieces and my nephew's time. How much time do you want for your progress?